All right, so Skylar, what's my answer going to be for amplitude on number 2? Yeah, just 2. Brian Rodriguez, what number's in front of sine on number 3? That has to be a 1. Brian Rodriguez, what's my answer going to be on number 4? Remember, it's absolute value, so that's going to be positive 1/3. Ellis, number 5, what's the amplitude? There ain't one, because it's C. Are you serious? Asking for a pencil after I've gotten started. Really? Guys, I gave y'all 15 minutes today. I'm out, actually. I can look in a minute when I get time. Does anybody have a pencil for Brian? Nobody's got a pencil. See if he's got one, Andrew. All right, Ellis, answer on 6.
6. There ain't nothing.
There's not one. Y'all understand, Skylar, why there's not one? Because there's not one for cotangent. The only ones that have an answer are sine and cosine. All right, y'all go all the way down the first column writing your answer. It shouldn't take you but about 10 seconds. Everybody's already got them, I see over here. Other side, Lynn. You already did the first column. All right. The only ones that have an answer are sine and cosine. Good. This one, what number's in front of cosine is 1/2, so the answer is 1/2. Absolute value of negative 1/4 is positive 1/4. That one's got an answer positive 1/4. Answer here is 8. Basically, you just write down the numbers in front of sine or cosine. 4. 4 goes there. Now, tangent doesn't have one. All right, do the last 4. All right, Skylar, we're good on the first column. Brian Rodriguez, we're good. All right, so B-Rod, what is the formula? Look on your formula sheet. What is the formula for period on sine?
2 pi over k.
2 pi over k. All right, look, Brian. K is the number that's in front of x. If you forget, look up at the top of your formula sheet, and it's got this little chart, this little formula that gives you the k. It's in front of x. So look, the number that's in front of x right there is a 1. 2 pi over 1 is just 2 pi. I'm on number 1. Finding period. The number that's in front of x is your k. If you forget, Banner, look up in the top left-hand corner of your formula sheet, and I've got this little formula for you. All right, B-Rod, what number's in front of x on number 2? Yeah, it'd be 12. So 2 pi over 12 equals pi over 6 if you put it in the calculator. So some of these you'll have to put in the calculator and simplify. All right, Brantley, what number's in front of x on number 3? Number 3. There's an understood 1 right there, Brantley, if you don't see one. 2 pi over 1 is just 2 pi. All right, let's keep going. Number 4, what number's in front of x? 1. So it's just 2 pi. Mason, what number's in front of x on number 5?
1.
Number 5, Mason.
6. My bad.
It's a 6, so that'll be 2 pi over 6. B-Rod, put that in your calculator and tell me what it simplifies to. Come on, Brian.
Which one?
Number 5. 2 pi over 6. What's it simplify down to? Pi over 3.
Which one is the different formula? Like which?
Very good. All right.
Tangent.
B-Rod and Skylar, Brianna, y'all look at your formula sheet. I don't have one. I got to get it. Look at the period formulas for tangent and cotangent. What's different about them? All right, B-Rod, if you look, it's only pi over k. It's no longer 2 pi over k. It's just pi over k. So this answer is going to be pi over 1, which is just pi. All right, y'all finish that column quickly, and then we'll do the next column. Brian, whatever is in this spot, you're going to put a negative with it and then divide it by what's in that spot. Okay, so look, what if it's already got a negative with it? You make it a positive on top, positive pi over 1. That was just positive pi. That was an easy.
Coach, can you have a negative, like a negative pi?
Yeah, you can. All right, next one. What goes on top if this is already a negative 90? Positive 90 divided by 1, that's positive 90. Let's keep going. 5 doesn't have 1. 6 doesn't have 1. Let's go to 7. All right, Banner, what goes on top on number 7?
7, you do 2 pi over.
Hold on.
I mean,
You flip the sign on this one. That'll be negative pi on top over 1. That's just negative pi. All right, number 8. What goes on top? Well, it doesn't have one on 8. We got a dash. Let's go to 9. Ellis, what goes on top of the fraction on number 9? Positive pi over 2. What goes on the bottom? 3. Divide that out and see what you get on your calculator.
3.
Jackie says pi over 6. We agree on that?
Yeah.
All right, Julia. 10. What goes on top? Negative pi is your answer. I agree. 11 doesn't have 1. All right, Mason. 12. What goes on top of your fraction? Positive 90 divided by 1 is positive 90. Good. Y'all finish those last 3. We'll check it.
What was number 8? 9?
9. We got pi over 6 after we put it in our calculator. Let's go, Brian Rodriguez.
You
What you got on 13? Good. 14.
Hey, did I get pi over 18 on
Hey, guys, you might can get a decimal on number 4. Sorry, on number 14. You might get a decimal.
135 over 2.
All right, make that a decimal. 67.5 is what you get if you divide 135 divided by 2. So number 14, you can have 67.5 degrees. It's probably the best answer to have. All right, Julie, what you got on 15? Negative pi over 4. All right, let's do the last column now. And then I'll answer your question, Julie, if you got another question. All right, Skylar, Brian, and Brianna, the last column is the easiest. All you have to do is let us know where it moves for location change. Plus 7 on the end. Brian, that means it moves up 7. So what you can do is just show me an arrow up and a 7. That's a little faster than writing out up 7 or down 7. All right, what if it doesn't have a number on the end after the X? It's a dash. It's nothing. It doesn't move anywhere. What about number 3? What's the location change?
Down 6.
Down 6. Let's keep going. 4. Doesn't have anything on the end. 5. Doesn't have a number after the X or the parenthesis. Then it doesn't have a number on the end. 6. Same way. 7.
Up 7.
Up 7. How about 8?
Up 5.
Up 5. 9.
Up 1.
Up 1. 10.
Nothing.
Nothing. 11.
Up 4.
Up 4. 12.
Up 4.
I think y'all get the picture on that.
Up 2. 0, 0.
All right, everybody good? All right, we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do some on the back side now.
I have a question.
Okay, question.
On the phase shift, when you're finding that, do you flip it every time?
I don't know. All right, now what we're going to do, Chris, I need y'all quiet for me. Now what we're going to do is work backwards. Put your phone up. We're going to work backwards, guys, and write our answers back in the equation. Okay? So what I went ahead and did on number 1, if you read the instructions, Ellis, I want you to write 1, 2, 3, and 4 as a sine function. So make sure you have sine written in this spot. All right? Now, I know if the amplitude is 2, I know that goes in front. I know if the location change is 8, that goes on the end, up 8. What if it was if it was minus 8, it'd be minus 8 there. Okay, bad question. All right, so all we got to figure out is what goes in this spot and what goes in this spot. All right, any questions so far how I got this much? All right, here we go. Mason, make sure you watch. To find this number right here, we got to find out what the K is. Well, that's what we found when we used, or on the other side of the worksheet, period. What's the formula for period? Somebody look it up.
2 pi.
2 pi over K. I need y'all to write that down. 2 pi over K. K is in that formula, so we're going to use that. All right, you set that equal to what they say they have for the period, which is just 2 pi over 1. All right, now to find your answer, y'all just need to cross multiply and divide. So Ellis, I want you to cross multiply first on the side that's got the variable with it. 2 pi and K is 2 pi K. 2 pi times 1 is 2 pi. I'll let y'all write it down. All right, we divide both sides by 2 pi. Everything crossed out on this one. So my answer is 1. 1x. Now you could have known that was going to be 1. I'm going to show you a shortcut. Y'all see how the top numbers are equal? When that happens, it means the bottom numbers are going to be equal too. So we could have just looked at that one and got 1.
And you usually want to, like, when it's 2 pi, usually you multiply it by 1 when we get that.
All right, for the other number, Ellis, I'm going to take what they have for phase shift, which is pi over 2. And what's the formula for phase shift off the sheet, guys? Look it up.
Negative C over K.
Negative C over K. So I'm going to put negative C over 1. Why did I put 1 on the bottom?
Because K is already.
Yeah, we've already figured out K, that number is 1. So don't write negative C over K, write negative C over 1.
Negative 2C.
Now, you guys cross multiply and divide that one and get your answer, and we'll be done. Cross multiply and divide it. Go. All right, when I times these two first, I got negative 2c. What do I divide by?
Negative 2.
When you divide by negative 2, that's just going to be negative pi over 2. So that goes in that spot. Just remember, the x is always going to be in this spot because x is in the formula right there. All right, so that's how we're going to do all 8 of these problems. Set them up, cross, multiply, and divide. All right, anybody have a question on number 1? All right, you guys go ahead and start on the second one. Go ahead and write your y equals. You put your first number in front of sign and the number on the end for your location change. Go ahead and do that. I'll help you do inside the parentheses, okay? Go ahead, Mason. The first 4 are all sign problems. It says that in the instructions.
Why they spell it with an E and we spell it with just S-I-N?
We abbreviated S-I-N. It's really spelled S-I-N-E. All right, so Mason, I do y equals 7 goes in front. Put my parentheses, minus 7 goes in the back. So guys, that's a given. Starting out with that, that's a given. All right, Mason. Period. I want you to write this down. 3 pi over 1. Just write it down on your sheet. Now, I need you to give me the formula, Mason, for period. You can look on your sheet if you need to. Ellis, give it to him. You're going to need your sheet out unless you know him. What is it?
Oh, I thought you said here.
I don't care. Either way.
What'd you ask?
What's the formula for period?
Oh, period 2 pi over K. I
2 pi over K. All right, you guys cross multiply that and divide it and see what you get. Again, if y'all don't know those formulas, guys, you're going to need them out. You're going to need your formula sheet out.
It is.
We're on number 2. You haven't missed much. All right, so watch, Mason. When I cross multiply these two, guys, you want to multiply first the one that's got the letter with it, the variable. I got 3 pi and k. When I multiply these two, I get just 2 pi. All right, what do I divide by? Good. How do you know what you divide by, Ellis? You always divide by the number that's with the letter. So we're going to divide by 3 pi on both sides. All right, now watch. That pi cancels out with that pi. My answer left over is 2 over 3x. Remember, there's always going to be an x in that spot. All right, for the other number that goes right here, Ellis, you got to bring down what they have for phase shift, which is pi over 1. And Ellis, I got to set that equal to my phase shift formula. What is my phase shift formula?
Negative C over K.
So it's going to be negative C over 2/3. Where'd I get that from? Because we already found out K equals 2/3. Y'all cross multiply that and divide it, see what you get. We should be getting faster at this cross multiplying and dividing process. So I got -1c equals 2/3 pi. I got to divide by -1. That's just going to make it a -2/3 pi. That's my answer on number 2. All right, it's starting to sink in. You want to strike today, man?
What's up? Not at all.
We're on number 3.
If you wake up on the back.
We're on number 3. Everybody try number 3. You guys start on number 3 by yourself. Go. Quiz on this stuff Thursday. This is on your quiz Thursday. Y'all got a couple days to learn it.
What was the second part of this?
Go to number 3. Start on 3. See if you can get the first answer by yourself.
Wait, is this gonna be on our quiz Thursday?
This is on the quiz Thursday.
That's good to know.
We can work on it today and tomorrow. 6 signs, yeah, so far so good. All right, B-Rod, how do I find this first number again? What do I do? All right, I said this number that right here that they have for period, which is pi over 1, I set that equal to the formula for period, which you can look up off your sheet. It's 2 pi over k.
Yes.
Now, y'all cross multiply and divide, you got your answer. Cross multiply and divide, you should have your answer. If it is right, remember there's always an x there in that spot, so it's 2x. Alright, multiply these two together first, that's just pi and k. Multiply these two together next, that's 2 pi. What do I divide both sides by? You divide by pi. The pi's cancel out. So what goes in this spot? 2x. Remember, there's always an x already in that spot. So whatever you get, put it with an x. Alright, write it down. Alright, now, B-Rod, for the other number, right here, I take what they have for phase shift, I bring it down, and I set it equal to the formula for phase shift, which is -c over k. So I'm going to put -c over 2. Why did I put that on the bottom? Because we already found out k equals 2. Y'all cross multiply and divide that. Come on, Mason, stay awake.
Man, come on, man.
Alright, so I got -2c equals 2 pi. Somebody help me. What do I divide by? Divide by -2. What's my answer?
Pi.
2's cancel. I got a negative and a pi left.
So where does the pi and the 2 come from?
Right here. Phase shift is pi over 2. I bring that down, and then I bring down the formula for phase shift. Alright, some of y'all are just starting to get it.
Wait, where did,
Go ahead.
Where did phase shift come from again?
Phase shift, pi over 2, I bring it down, and I set it equal to whatever the formula is for phase shift off your sheet. And it said -c over k, so I put -c over 2.
I don't see that.
Okay, it's on your formula sheet.
You said the first 4 or something.
Phase shift, -c over k, you're all there. Alright, everybody's on 4. If y'all work on this a little bit, I promise you'll get it. Y'all set 4 up. See if y'all can do the first one by yourself. Yep. That looks right. I don't remember getting that. All right, Banner's got this. He's got 10x. Can anybody confirm that? All right, let's check and see how Banner got that. Take what they have right here for period, that's pi over 5, and you set it equal to the formula for period, which is 2 pi over k. All right, so here we go. Y'all times this way first. I got pi and k. What do y'all get when y'all times this way? 10 pi. All right, divide by pi, divide by pi. They cancel out. That's how Banner got 10x. That part's right. Now, how do we set up the other part to find the other number? Bring down the phase shift, pi over 1. What do I set it equal to? All right, Banner, it's negative CO over K, which in this case would be negative C over 10. Y'all cross multiply and divide again, see what you get. Yep. I think it was Brian. Somebody just said the answer was negative 10 pi. Cager, is that right? Okay.
Wait, we haven't worked that one out.
No, I need to work it out for you.